The Major League Baseball's top team coming into the night, the Tampa Bay Rays, taking on the worst team in baseball heading into the night, the Athletics, formerly of Philadelphia, formerly of Kansas City, and soon to be formerly of Oakland. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Just a lazy Tuesday night in Oakland. But why was this night different than all other nights? Because it is worthy of a full Maller monologue, a Oakland A's team that makes the Bad News Bears look so good. So good. And that is our lead story. A last-ditch effort. A groundswell of support for one night to try to send a message to those evil despot executives at Major League Baseball to stop the Athletics from fleeing Northern California and heading to Southern Nevada. And if you didn't see this, we talked about it in a previous episode, but maybe you were not listening. Bad job by you, but it does happen. Anyway, get to the point, please. So a group of enraged but passionate Oakland backers, baseball fans, came out in droves to unite, a united front for the Scrooge evil owner John Fisher, who didn't earn a dollar. He inherited old money. That's old family money John Fisher inherited, and he figures the way to make more money from old family money is to relocate the team. So anyway, the message was simple. One word, sell. S-E-L-L, sell. Sell the team. And I checked this out. It was pretty cool to see because I am old enough to remember when the A's actually had crowds and they actually had good teams and they were good every year and it seemed like every year. That was a long time ago, but still, back in their salad days of Oakland A's baseball. So you saw thousands of impassioned, heartbroken A's fans, a lot of them liquored up, an act of solidarity at the Coliseum there in Oakland or whatever it's called these days. I can't imagine they have a corporate sponsor. No one goes to those games other than feral cats and rats. But anyway, all right, so this reverse boycott, there were 7,000 shirts they passed out with the word sell. That's good marketing. They tell you in marketing, just have your messaging's got to be short. 1 or 2 words, that's it. That's the message. Nike's got 3 words, just do it. That's their mark. But it's short, right? Keep it short and keep it simple. So how many people showed up? Get to the point, please. All right, I'll get to the point. The attendance, the announced attendance, was 27,759, although there are some that believe that the Athletics actually low-counted that. There were actually more people there, but the A's shortchanged the crowd count. I was not there, so I do not know. All I know is I believe the night before the A's drew less than 5,000 fans. So they went from less than 5,000 on a Monday in their last home game, and then boom, they were up to 27, almost 28,000 fans. And that's above the average, we are told, than 12 other major league teams, the 27,000 fans that were there. Oakland's got the worst attendance in baseball. And normally the only time they sell tickets is when the Giants are there to play the A's or the Dodgers come to play the A's, and then randomly there'll be some other team that will come in that will have some fan base. So let's discuss the question. Oakland fans, the reverse boycott to change the narrative. Will this resonate with the powers that be at corporate Major League Baseball? So I've got Hobgoblin, Sponge, and Hail Mary. And we will combine all of these things together, and we're going to make the Bay Bridge, which is, now I guess they won't go over the Bay Bridge. They're going the other direction, so they will not travel down the Bay Bridge when they leave Oakland. They'll go, okay, anyway. All right, so first of all, I would love to say yes. Absolutely. Major League Baseball, these people at corporate baseball, they've got a heart. You know, deep down, when you pull back all the corporate bullcrap, and all that, they're actually human beings. But that's a lie. That would be a lie, right? Yes. What should happen is customer relations matter. That without the loyal, rabid fan, which you are, if you went to that game and you're trying to send a message, you're a loyal, passionate fan. That should matter more than anything. Because when you take everything away, if you get rid of the fan, all you have left is beer league baseball. That's it. You've got a bunch of young adults playing baseball, and no one gives a rat's ass about what's going on the field. So Rob Manfred, what he should do if you had a real commissioner that wasn't a sock puppet, Rob Manfred would hold a news conference and say, you know what? I had a come-to-Jesus moment watching that A's game, and I'm going to grow some hair on my chest is what I'm going to do. And unlike when I had a chance to punish the cheating Astros, I did nothing when the fans demanded it. I did nothing. Now I'm going to do something. Be a real boss. And then I wake up. And then I realize none of that is going to happen. What will Rob Manfred do? He will do nothing. There's a better chance of elephants. You know that A's mascot with the elephant flying through the air. All right, there's a better chance of that happening than Rob Manfred doing what I just said. Major League Baseball has made it perfectly clear time and again under this administration and this era that the fan doesn't matter. You are a rube. You are. That's how they treat you. They keep raising the prices. They keep sticking it to you. And you just say, more. Give me more. Scream and shout. Let it all out because deep down, Rob Manfred, I am now convinced, is not only the commissioner of baseball, he is a hobgoblin. Rob Manfred, hobgoblin, as the face of Major League Baseball, and he's also got bad hearing, and I believe blind Emmett, the Seahawk fan, sees better than Rob Manfred. You know, he's just like your typical Weasley politician with some election promises that you don't actually go for. He's an empty suit. All right, and I loved the rhythmic chanting. I think that was wonderful. It was like a religious revival. I've never been an A's fan. I got no skin in the game, but I was like, that's pretty cool. I loved it. Good planning there. Here's the problem, though. In my life, the people I've talked to who are executives in sports, the message I've gotten is the thing that scares people in sports is apathy. It's not caring. And the people that showed up care. It matters to them that the A's are going to move, and you know, that typically doesn't move the needle. And the odd thing is the A's have mastered the art of apathy, and yet that didn't do anything. Now, secondly, are the Athletic fans getting shortchanged here because of an irresponsible owner? And I would say absolutely. Now, listen, the A's fans haven't shown up. I don't think you should be a sucker, though, if the product is bad and just continue to go. I don't agree with that. I think that the product's bad, you shouldn't go. And so I'm not going to rip them for not showing up. But the owner of the Athletics, John Fisher, has been guilty of negligence with the team. And the Moneyball, I've had a theory on the A's for years. The Moneyball thing was a double-edged sword. It was a blessing and a curse. That whole Moneyball era, because so popular, the A's had reinvented baseball with their analytics, and they found a way to win on the cheap. And now that's like expectation. You know, that's the expectation. You're supposed to win on the cheap. And Billy Beane and what he was able to do, they made a movie with it. Brad Pitt was in the movie, for God's sakes. They made a Hollywood movie on a shoestring budget for the Athletics, and they've continued that. That's how they operate. Meanwhile, the San Francisco-Oakland market, I'm in the media business. That's the sixth biggest market in the United States. It's bigger than Boston. Okay, there's more people there, and yet they operate, the A's, like they're one missed check away from hanging out with that guy Chaz that called last hour at the soup kitchen. I mean, it's that situation. And St. Louis is market 21, San Diego's market 28, and they spend a lot of money compared to that. And so John Fisher, the owner, the Scrooge owner, essentially took the sponge, tossed the sponge away, said, it's too hard. We can't get public money. The Giants won't let us go to San Jose, and so screw everybody. We're just going to go to Vegas. Meanwhile, there's another option which no one considered with John Fisher. Build your own stadium. Build your own stadium, you numbnuts. All right, do it. Come on, you nincompoop. You got the money. Finance it. That's what most people have to do. Of course, sports teams finance it on the public dole is what they do. It's ridiculous. And he could have worked it out. There's a way to get it done without having to get taxpayer money. And if you really wanted to stay there and make it work, You could have built a beautiful small ballpark. You could have figured out a way to get it done, and you chose the easy path. As most human beings do, they choose the easy path. All right, the final thought on this diatribe. What are the chances the A's don't move to Vegas? So I've already told you that, to me, apathy's the way to go. That didn't work. Now they showed that they care, the A's fans. So we'll see if that works. I don't think it will. But since Vegas is the mecca of gambling and also the mecca of hockey, as they've just celebrated the Stanley Cup championship there in Vegas, I will use some gambling lingo. The Vegas group is holding the ace of spades. In fact, they have a royal flush. They've got the ace, the king, the queen, the jack, the 10, all of the same suit there, the spades, and they're in good shape. Nevada politicians, they started to implode a stick of dynamite. It's not done yet, but they have green-lighted over $300, almost $400 million to get that stadium done. It still has to be signed by some other people before it all becomes kosher in Vegas, but it's heading that direction. Now, what could change this, right? What could change the path that we're on? Okay, I'll answer the question. Because there's one thing that can happen, and it is what I call the ultimate Hail Mary to save the Athletics from leaving Oakland and going to Las Vegas, and that is a massive bill that is delivered to Rob Manfred's office, and everyone's going to have to chip in to pay the bill. And I don't support this, by the way, because I don't think government gets involved in this stuff. I don't like when government gives taxpayer money out. I don't like when government puts more red tape out. But there's a congresswoman from Northern California named Barbara Lee. I have no idea who that is, but she has introduced what's called the Moneyball Act. And that, wouldn't that be ironic? That could be the thing that saves the Athletics from leaving Oakland. Now, the act, here's what it states. The Moneyball Act, it says here that would require teams that leave their hometown in Major League Baseball to compensate the communities they are departing. All right, now what does that mean? Specifically, the act states that any Major League Baseball team that goes to a new location more than 25 miles from its previous one must provide compensation. How much compensation? Not less than the state, local, or tribal tax revenue levied in the 10 years before the date of relocation. So that would mean that if the A's are planning on moving in 2027, let's say, they would have to go back to 2016, and all the taxes they paid, they'd have to cut a check for that total amount. Now, just between me, you, and the wall, which is over in front of me. I'm looking at a wall here. It's got windows on each side, but there's a wall in the middle there. A lot of the teams don't pay that much in taxes. Big businesses find a way around paying taxes, but that's still going to be a lot of money. And the threat is that if these teams don't pay the money, they would get rid of the special exemption, the antitrust exemption, which baseball has had for over 100 years.